Come on now.
That's right. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe buttons, followed by that notification button. That'll help out the channel. Thanks.
Hey, welcome back, my fellow humble investors. This is me, E.T., and remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who's always looking for ways to increase one's net worth. And you guys know I am definitely part of Humbl Nation. Ride or die, I'm with them to the end. However, this video is probably gonna tick some people off. I'll probably lose some subscribers, but I got to really address some of the things that I'm thinking about when it comes to Humbl. These are going to be some of the things that I'm concerned about, and also I'm just going to give, a recommendation and on what I think that we need to do and what we probably also need to see. We already know that we have three vertical product lines. We've got Humbl Pay, the marketplace, Humbl Marketplace, and Humbl Financial ETXs. What I want to do is kind of address each one of those individually. All I'm going to do is just talk through all of this here. I do have some notes here that I'm going to refer to. All right, well, let's start with Humbl Pay. The key feature there is the peer-to-peer. But before we start talking about the peer-to-peer, because that's probably where I'm going to spend most of my time at, also within Humbl Pay, we have our consumers, we have our freelancers, and our merchants. One of the things I would like to see when it comes to, especially within the earnings report, let us know how those sectors are growing. The fleet freelancers, I can go on there, I can definitely see that, hey, I see a few more freelancers on there. But let us know what type of activity are we getting out of those two. Now, when it comes to peer-to-peer, peer-to-peer payments and also sending money across borders, I know we have everything worked out. I know that we have the app up and working. However, we don't hear much on it. The only people who are aware of this are people within the Humbl Nation. I just started doing some searches on YouTube and also within Google just to kind of get an idea of what's out there, who's doing what. And I ran across an app that's out there. It's called Strike, the Strike app. And the CEO for this company, Strike, is a guy by the name of Jack Mallers, Mallers. Now, this guy is all over YouTube. He's been on CNBC, the whole 9 yards. And he realistically he's doing the same thing that we're doing. He's doing peer-to-peer, and he's doing cross-border peer-to-peer transactions and payments. And he demonstrated that on one of his videos, how he sent some money almost instantly from the United States to the guy that he was working with there in El Salvador. Now, come to find out, the Strike app is the primary app that's used in El Salvador. As we already know, El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin as their currency. They still have two currencies. They have the US dollar and Bitcoin. And the primary app that's being used by its citizen is the Stripe app when it comes to transfer money. But not only that, he's also, I guess they're getting ready to launch that particular app in Argentina. He's working with the government, and I know that Brian Foote went down there to Chile, and was dealing with their governments and his contacts down there to possibly try to get the same thing launched down there. But that's all we know. We heard the initials on it, his initial visit on it. But this guy here he's talking to the doggone president of El Salvador. They're working things out, and I tell you, I was pretty impressed. Now, this company, Strike, is a private company. It's not a public company, so I am not promoting it. I'm just letting you know that, hey, the field is getting crowded. Other companies out there still has the same type of technology out there, and they are They're moving pretty fast. Okay, that's all I have to say on that there. Something to consider, something to look at. Um, I did learn a lot from just watching this guy's videos so far as something called the Lightning Network, how they can use these type of platforms to actually pay. This is how professional athletes are getting paid in Bitcoin. How these government officials, I think there's one in Tennessee, New York, and also one someplace in Florida. These mayors of these cities have decided to get paid in Bitcoin. They're using apps like this to take care of things like that. It's amazing, and it's starting to move pretty fast. This so far as peer-to-peer and payment when it comes to cryptocurrency is moving very, very fast. It's actually a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Our next vertical product is the marketplace. Here we have Humbl Tickets, NFT galleries, and Humbl Studios. With Humbl Studios, with that there, we want to. I would like to know how many merchants are using the Humbl Studios. I went on to Humbl Studios, and I go there from time to time. I'm starting to see a lot more artisans there in that studio. Now the NFT gallery. The NFT gallery, I know that's it's starting to take off. However, do a Google search for NFT galleries, and you'll find out all this information about how the NFT market is growing, leaps and bounds, billions and billions of dollars. Then have them show you the top NFT companies out there. Humbl's not on it. I looked at the top 10. Humbl's not on it. I looked at the top 20, Humbl's not on it. I looked at the top 30, Humbl's not on it. I could not find Humbl in any of the listings for those companies that have NFTs out there. Okay. When it comes to Humbl Tickets, I know Humbl Tickets is a cash cow for Humbl. And that's great. However, once again, the people who are aware of what's going on when it comes to Humbl Tickets or the Humbl Nation people. Give you an example. My son, and let me light this cigar again. I went over to my son's house, and he was telling me that he was getting ready to go buy some. He's been looking into buying tickets to go to this monster truck jam here in San Antonio on the 15th of January. And the cheapest tickets he was able to find was $143. And I said, "Did you look at Humbl?" He didn't. I said, "Hold up a second. I do a lot of videos on Humbl. You're watching those videos. Why didn't you think of Humbl?" He just says it never crossed his mind. He went to the tried and true sources, Ticketmaster and a few others, and the cheapest one he was able to find was $143. I told him to go to Humbl Tickets and take a look at the price just to see. Total cost at the end was $109 for him and my grandson, him and his son. $109. He saved like $34 versus the cheapest that he went. And now he's hooked. He's always going to use Humbl now. All right. We've got to get outside of the Humbl Nation. Yes, we have to continue to promote it, but we're going to have to do a little bit more than just promoting it grassroots with Humbl Nation. I just wanted to say that. All right, with that, that's the marketplace. Now let's talk about the Humbl Financial, the ETXs. All right. In my opinion, it's a great product. I understand what's going on with the crypto market. It is very volatile. When we talk about volatility in the stock market, that's nothing compared to what happens within the crypto market. But that's just the way it is. But you got to be involved in order to reap the overall gains. And what a lot of people in this country are waiting for is a true cryptocurrency. They call it Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency ETF. There's some out there right now. And when you go through the list and you Google it and you start looking at the companies, those are all future-based ETFs. They're not true ETFs. They're not. It's all future, based on the futures market when it comes to the cryptocurrency. Realistically, we're the only one that really has anything that resembles an ETF, a basket of various crypto and blockchain companies that you can buy. You can set it up any way you want to. If you want to go with the top 3, you can. Block 3. If you want to diversify that even more, go to block 10. A great product, but the only way that you can take advantage of these ETXs is through Humbl. It's not a true ETF. A true ETF, you're going to be able to buy that on a lot of different platforms. A true ETF, if you've got a Charles Schwab account, you can get it. If you have a E-Trade account, you can get it. But with the Humbl's ETXs, exchange traded index, it's only exclusive to Humbl. You have to go onto the Humbl site. You have to work with Humbl in order to take advantage of it. There's not a problem. That is a way to get around that there is no true ETF, crypto ETF out there. There's a way around it, and the way is through Humbl. But what's going on with our ETFs? ETXs. And this is why I'm saying that. We know that in Q1, the Humbl ETXs generated $2,156 in revenue. Q2, $102,000 in revenue. Q3, $87,000. Q3, it went down 15%. So that tells me we lost memberships or subscribers from Q2 to Q3. I think that one of the things we need to put, needs to be in our earnings report is how many subscribers do we have to the Humbl ETXs. Let's track that. Make us aware. I know they know, but let us know. If I'm not mistaken, I think they put that in just probably in Q1. They put those numbers in Q1. I didn't see them in Q2 or Q3. All right. So bottom line is excellent product. It does what everyone wants an ETF to do. And it's available through Humbl. But people aren't aware of it. People just aren't aware of it. And another thing too, I was reading through the reports that the Humbl ETX is been launched in over 100 countries. You would think that this should be growing exponentially, quarter after quarter after quarter. We shouldn't see a quarter where it spiked and the next quarter it went down. Why? Let's talk about that. Let's address that. Let us know what's going on when it comes to creating the awareness out there outside of Humbl Nation. That's just me. I'm just saying. All right. And that was the last platform there. One of the things, and I went back and I started reading through the Q1, Q2, Q3 earnings report. And one of the things that also popped out that kind of caught my attention, that I wanted to know, I know that we have, one of the subsidiaries that we have is the Humbl Financial Singapore. And I know there's no operations there, but what are the plans with that? Is it going to be able to generate money? Is it just set up so that way they're going to end up buying shares of Humbl? I don't know. All I can tell you is this here. The field that we're in right now is getting crowded. The technology is not exclusive to Humbl. Probably the only one that's exclusive to Humbl right now would probably be the ETXs. But there are other players out there doing what we're doing. And The field is getting crowded, and we're going to get to the point where it's going to get so crowded, we're going to go through a period of consolidation. And if we go through the period of consolidations, what's going to end up happening is only the strong will survive. I want to make sure that Humbl is one of those strongs that's going to survive that. We have a great plan. We have great products. The problem that we have is, like I said, I went through Q1, 2, and 3 earnings report. The thing that also struck me is that I didn't see any marketing strategy. That's what we need right now. We need to basically get that word out there to the masses and let them know what we're about. And yes, we look good, I mean, so far as in theory and everything else, and we're doing all of this stuff here, but the bottom line is the field is getting crowded. There's people out there that are doing the same things that we're doing that's people are aware of. You know, peer-to-peer, you got Binance, you've got Strike, you've got all those other peer-to-peer players out there. They're the ones that's making the headway. And so I think we just need, my recommendation to Humbl and to Humbl Nation is that we need a marketing plan. We have the products, we're definitely going to have the service, but our awareness, Humbl Nation by itself is not enough. We need to go beyond that. We need to grow this nation. We need to grow it fast. That's just my humble opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Beat me up on the comments. I had to tell it like it is from my perspective. And with that being said, guys, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye-bye.